Hi, this is Jimmy from Jimmy's Here. I was born and raised in Korea, and after spending some time in the US as an exchange student, I realized just how many people are curious about my country. So that's why I started this channel to chat about all things Korea. I would like if you guys could, stick around and join the content. Today, I've got a story that is uniquely Korean. Maybe someone unfamiliar with Korean residential culture might say, wait, what? Is that even real? And their eyes just pop out. I'm gonna talk about the Jeonse system. You know, lately this system has been causing a lot of headache for young Koreans. Let's dive into what's going on. Alright, imagine this. You give your landlord a huge chunk of money upfront. Then you live in the house for 2 years without paying a single cent in monthly rent. And the best part? When you move out, you get 100% of that money back. Sounds like a scam? Nope. This is the real thing in Korea called Jeonse. Whenever I tell my American friends about this, they always ask, then how does the landlord make, any money? Well, this fascinating system is actually starting to disappear, and it's putting young Koreans in a tough spot. Let me break it down for you. The logic is pretty simple. It's basically like you are lending the landlord a large sum of money, usually 6 to 80% of the home's value. The landlord takes that cash, puts it in the bank to collect interest, or invests it somewhere else, to make a profit. In exchange, you get to stay in the house rent free. It sounds like a total win win, right? And it actually worked for a long time because interest rates in Korea used to be quite high. It became a huge part of housing culture. But these days, the vibe has completely shifted. People are saying Jeonse is drying up. And one of the reasons is that the government put a lot of regulations and higher taxes on popular living areas such as Seoul. To cover those extra costs, landlords just jacked up the prices. Even though fewer people are buying houses now, the myth that Korean real estate never fails keeps the prices stuck at the top. According to data from late 2025 and early 2026, the percentage of Jeonse homes in major Seoul areas has hit an all-time low. Since landlords are swapping Jeonse for monthly rent, it's getting almost, impossible for regular office workers to find a Jeonse spot. And here's where the real trouble starts. If Jeonse disappears, where do people go? They end up in the monthly rent market. And because everyone is flocking there, rent prices are skyrocketing. Lately, the news says the average monthly rent for a tiny studio in Seoul has blown, 700 to 800 won, and which is roughly 600 to 700 US dollar. For for someone just starting their career making, maybe 2 to 3K US dollar a month, they are spending a third of their paycheck just on a place to sleep. Once you add in utilities and food, you know, forget about saving money. This is the reality for young Koreans right now. Surviving in Seoul on your own, without help from your parents. This is becoming a literal mission impossible. So, today we talk about Korea's unique Jeonse system and why its disappearance is making life so hard for the youth here. It sounds like, amazing at first. No rent, just a deposit. But as you can see, there's a lot of complicated social stuff happening behind the scenes. What's the housing situation like in your country? Do you have any unique systems like this? Or is everyone struggling with crazy high rent where you live too? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll be back with more interesting and real stories about Korea. Bye.